Everybody involved in it was like my puppet. And I think by the very, very end of it, Roger just got sick of it.
Roger and Pete had a fight in rehearsals.
Pete just got really angry with me. Takes his guitar off and hits me over the shoulder with it. So the road crew, they jump on me.
I was holding Pete back and the roadies were holding Roger back.
I haven't done anything.
Pete turned around and said, yeah, let me go, let me go. I was like, fine, I'll let him go.
And he just came at me and he was so drunk.
And he walked up to Roger and
I just managed to catch him with a very lucky punch.
whack.
Completely knocked him spark over.
His feet left the ground and he hit his head on the stage. And he was unconscious and I thought, fuck.
We were all exhausted. It's a magnificent piece of work, absolutely magnificent. It's our towering triumph, Quadrophenia. So, in a sense, a little bit of blood spilt on the way is nothing.
And he hit you over the head with a guitar.
And he was very, very drunk.
Right.
And so he says, let the little go.
Oh.
I'll take care of him. Of course, on the road, he's let me go.
Right.
And I still stood there. I didn't do anything. And that's when he hit me with it. Well, he tried to hit me with the guitar. It glanced off my shoulder. I ducked it. Yeah, it could have been serious to the guitar. But ultimately, what happened was he was totally off balance.
Right.
The guitar went through and he kind of stood up and he's wobbling about. Then he started throwing punches. And Pete, bless him,
You can't
he
fight.
writes great songs.
You're right.
But never get in the ring, Pete. And he threw a right and it went past. I dodged it and it was just the perfect uppercut. And all the balances and, the energy was all connected in the right place.
Yeah.
I really did think I'd killed him.
Yeah. Wasn't he like in a coma for 2 days or something?
Well, he blamed me for years that I created the bald spot on the back of his head. He was drunk. He was drunk. And I'd been on probation. I got thrown out of the group in the 60s for fighting. I used to fight quite a lot. And one of the reasons I went back, there's two reasons. I went back, but I promised not to fight anymore.
Yeah.
And they promised not to take drugs before they went on stage anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the agreement, and we lived up to it for about 7 years. And then when we got to 1973, we were rehearsing Quadrophenia, and there were a camera crew supposed to be filming the rehearsal.
Yeah.
And they were sitting on their camera boxes. They didn't film a foot of this whole rehearsal. And so I said, when are you going to start filming, guys? This is a hard piece of work to sing, and I'm not doing it twice.
Yeah.
It was towards the end anyway. By this time, Pete, who'd now drunk about at least one bottle of brandy, maybe a bottle and a half,
Yeah.
Wow.
started to have a go at me. You'll do as you're told. And he started spitting at me. And with this, the road crew, who kind of knew what my red mist was like, instead of kind of saying, Pete, this is all right, Pete.
Yeah.
They jump on me and hold me. It's like with both arms. And then with that, Pete starts prodding me, and then he says, well, let him go, I'll kill him. And he used a few expletives attached to that, which weren't very complimentary. Anyway, they let me go. He swung a guitar at me, which glanced off my shoulder. And then he started throwing punches, and bless him, Pete was drunk. Even when he's sober, he's not a fighter.
And you respond.
You grew up a fighter. Yeah.
No. And he threw a punch which it went past my left ear again, and it presented his prominent face to me, and I just hit him, and he kind of left the floor and went bang, and I thought I killed him. I
did.
Oh my God.
And it ends up with me holding his hand, patting his hand, crying because I thought I killed him. I end up with myself and our manager and Pete out on a stretcher with me holding Pete's hand in the ambulance.
You still feel guilty about that?
I wish I hadn't have hit him, but there was no choice. I mean, if that guitar had hit me, it might have killed me.